If you've worked with Microsoft Excel before, Google Sheets will be very familiar to you. The menu options, the majority of the formulas, and the overall user experience is quite similar. A lot of that knowledge will transfer over. Google Sheets is baked into Google Drive, and we're going to walk through how to use that today. First, navigate to Google Drive. Now you can see I've already jumped into a folder called Personal. And from here, I'd like to create a file. When I do that, it's going to create the file inside that folder. First, click on the blue New button on the top left-hand side, and then click on Google Sheets. It's going to open up a new window, and on the top left-hand side, we can rename that file. Let's call it Test Document. And as you can see, we've got rows and columns in front of us, very similar to Microsoft Excel. Starting on the left-hand side, we've got this blue Sheets Home button. Now, what this does will take us back to the Sheets interface, and this is essentially just a filtered view of Google Drive just showing Sheets. It's not going to show any other types of files like a folder or a PDF or a Google Doc. From here, I can create new documents, open templates to create new content from an existing document, or open up an existing document. I can also search using the menu on the top. Now let's jump back into the test document that we just created. I can rename the document by clicking on the text box on the top left-hand side. I can star it if I'd like to be able to find that document a bit quicker down the road. Or I can choose where I'd like to store that by moving the file somewhere else. By clicking on the Move folder, I can move this file to any other location inside Google Drive that I have access to. Now the menus should be familiar to those of you that have used other Google products or the Microsoft Office suite. Under the File menu, I can click on Share if I'd like to share this externally. I can click on New to create a new document of any type. I can open an existing one. I can rename this document. I can make a copy of it, which will create a duplicate copy of this file in the same folder, and then I can work with that duplicate copy. I can move the file. I can move it to trash. Now, one thing to note is that when you move things to trash, they're not automatically deleted or expunged. You actually have to go into your trash inside Google Drive and empty it from time to time. In order to permanently delete this file, I'd actually have to go into my trash, delete this file from there, or empty the trash. I can import a file such as an Excel document that I already have or a CSV file, and I can view revision history. Now if I click on revision history, it's going to load up a new window here that will show me all of the changes that have previously been made to this document. We don't have any yet, so let's jump back. I can change spreadsheet settings, such as the time zone, how calculations are being made. You can change settings on the spreadsheet. You can download it as a Microsoft Excel file or any of the other formats that are listed here. I could publish it to the web. I could email anyone that already has access to this document, or I could email this document as an attachment to someone else. So for instance, I could click this button and I could send you a PDF or an Excel version of this same file. Type the body of the message. And if I wanted to, I could choose to send myself a copy, and then I just click on Send. Back under the File menu, I can view document details such as where the file is located or when it was created or modified. And last but not least, I can print a copy of the document. That's going to bring up a preview that allows us to customize how we want that document to be displayed on paper. We want grid lines, we want to include the title of the document, or what the orientation of the paper is. If you jump under Edit, you'll have the ability to undo or redo or cut, copy, and paste. You can do special types of paste with or without formulas. You can do find and replace in the document, or do various types of deletion. Under View, I have access to freeze rows or freeze columns. I can choose whether or not I want grid lines, or I can define whether I want to protect ranges within the document. I can turn my formula bar on or off. I can show formulas. I can choose compact controls, and this is great if you're working from a laptop, or I can go into full screen editing mode. Under Insert, I've got access to the traditional options of inserting a row or a column, or to shift items back or forth, or if I'd like to shift items left or right. Under the Insert menu, I've got the ability to insert rows above or below, or columns to the left or to the right. I can shift cells down or shift cells to the right. I can create a new sheet. I can add comments, notes, or I can access the function menu, or I can insert various types of content from an external source. Under the Format menu, I have the ability to change the direction of text or the formatting for numbers, the ability to increase or decrease font size, or change other types of formatting details from the spreadsheet. Conditional formatting can be accessed from here. I can enable or disable alternating colors on the document, and I can clear all of my formatting if I'd like. Under the Data menu, I can choose how I'd like to sort the data. I can name ranges or protect sheets or ranges. I can split the text to columns or filter my view or work with pivot tables or data validation. Under the Tools menu, I can create a form. Now, within the form, I can ask questions and get different types of responses like yes, no, or multiple choice, or long answer, or short answer, and all of that data, once submitted by the end user, will come back to this spreadsheet. So a form is a great way to gather information, to do surveys, and to get it to all come back to a spreadsheet within Google Drive. Finally, Google Sheets has the ability to add additional functionality through the use of add-ons. Now this will be where those add-ons are listed, and I can add or manage existing ones through these options here. The menu bar will provide you with quick access to many of the features and functions that we just talked about. If I'm working from a laptop and I need a little bit more room to edit, I can click on the up arrows here to hide most of the menu and give us a little bit more screen real estate. Alright, so let's make some changes to this document. So we've got some data here. Let's do some basic formatting. And let's do a basic formula. So you can either use the formula menu, or you can enter a formula in manually. Now as you can see, it looks like someone's just joined me. Now Nicole and I are in separate locations, yet we can still work on the document together at the same time. I can make changes, and at the same time that I'm making changes, she's able to make changes to the document as well. Now we can also make comments for specific fields by selecting a field, right-clicking, and choose the Insert Comment option. Or we can do that from the Insert menu, or we can use the More menu and the Comment option. Once I click the comment button, Nicole will receive notification that a comment has been made, and she's able to click that comment and reply to it. Now as you can see, Nicole's comment has popped up, and I can respond back to her. Once I'm satisfied that this comment has been resolved, I can simply click the Resolve button. The comment goes away, but it is always visible in the Comments menu on the top right-hand side. You can see the full history here. You can also configure your notifications as to what types of notifications you'd like to receive. Now at the bottom I can add a sheet, and I can rename it. And Nicole's able to join me on this sheet as well. We can copy and paste data between sheets. Now that we've made some changes to the document, let's have a look at what those look like in revision history. First, click on File, See Revision History. A new window will open up, and we'll see the changes highlighted on the left, and we can choose the revision that we'd like to compare on the right. Here was the original document. Here is the most recent version. Now if I'd like to drill down even further, I can expand or contract each revision by the date. And now I can click through all of these changes. Let's say I want to revert back to this version. I simply click Restore this revision on the top left-hand side. Choose Restore. And now the document's been taken back in time to a previous version.